Please stop.
Oh no.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Dara?
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Oh no.
That's a honey.
Why did you look at me like that?
I'm waiting for you to start.
This is the intro. We do things differently.
I know I always do like a really official intro and
Yeah.
you're like, here's me blowing my nose.
Dara's intros are very YouTube official. Oh my god, it's on teeth again.
Go girl. Yeah.
So, today, I'm with Dara. Dara's also just started YouTube again, and her channel's all about mental health and living her life with mental health and tips on all mental health things. Dara has different content from me because we have different mental health illnesses, so that's cool. So I'll leave all her links and stuff like that down below, and you should definitely go check them out. There's some really good ones, and you just uploaded one that's really quite scary, and so a lot of love would be appreciated as well.
Yeah, people are going to think this is deja vu because I have been on your channel before, but I deleted my YouTube channel because of my mental health, coincidentally.
There's a video on that.
Yeah, there's a video on that, like the first video that we made, you're in it as well. So, yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome. Promo. So today we're going to talk about anxiety and friendship, which is something that we've both been through. We both have anxiety, and having friendships when you have anxiety is really tough, especially when you're friends with people that maybe haven't been through it before, and maybe don't know how to handle it. And so we've kind of just been talking about things that are difficult when you're trying to have friendships, when you're trying to be close with people, when you're trying to make new friends, and having anxiety is so tough. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. The first thing we kind of talked about is, for me, the most difficult thing is my friends will go out and do things like go into town and go to clubs and stuff like that. One, I don't drink alcohol because I'm too scared to. Two, I can't go into town. So a lot of the time, my issue is that I can't go out and do the things my friends like to do because I can't do it. Like, I can't physically get on a bus. I can't. I mean, I can when I really try really hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not in the right state to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I need to let myself not push myself really hard to do stuff like that. But that's the main thing I have, is that I miss out on a lot of things. Like, a lot of my friends' birthdays, a lot of my friends doing really amazing things, I miss out on, and I feel like a bad friend and I feel guilty. But I also just feel rubbish because I've not been able to do the things I want to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I worry that they don't always understand, or that they'll think I'm just like not
wanting to go out with them, maybe.
Not wanting to be friends, I'm not a good friend or whatever.
Yeah. But it's not that at all. It's your anxiety. Like, your anxiety about going places is so severe in comparison to mine. So, like, you know, you can't really, like, I understand your anxiety, but I understand where you're coming from. Like, some people might not get it and they might just think that you're avoiding them. And although people might not think that, like, your anxiety will tell you that they think that. And I think that's the huge thing, is that anxiety will tell you things that aren't exactly true, but you will believe them. Like, your friends think that you're avoiding them, or that you're not a good friend, that you're missing out on so much, and that's quite hard.
The other thing that's really hard is that I really like most people, like, not in a pageant girl, I'm amazing kind of way, but I like being there for people. I like to be able to be the person that my friends come to and talk about things, but sometimes I'm not in the right headspace to be able to handle their stuff, which makes me feel really bad as well, because I'm not able to handle their life crises, which I want to be able to do, but I just sometimes don't feel like I'm able to have that. If I'm in a place where I can't move from the sofa, I don't feel like I'm able to take the burden or take the, you know, heaviness of somebody else's stuff, which makes you feel like a shit friend as well, because you can't talk to your friends about what they're going through and stuff. Like,
that's why it's good that we have each other, because we both have anxiety and we both think the same things a lot, and we both have each other for reassurance. And
that's something that I've done a lot of, is like, if I'm feeling paranoid, or if I'm feeling like, that's another thing that we're talking about, is like feeling paranoid that people don't like you, or that your friends, you've got loads of amazing friends, but secretly they don't like you, or you've annoyed them. And usually when I'm actually with my friends, I'm like, oh, they like me, like, they're blah, blah, blah. But it's when I go home and I'm by myself and I'm like, they don't actually like me, or they think I'm boring, or they think I'm not fun, or they think I'm whatever. I've always kind of had that with my friends.
I've really had that since I never used to be like that at all, but with anxiety, I think like you go home and you start to overthink small things, like say somebody like just stopped talking to you and started talking to somebody else, you know, really, really small things that wouldn't bother normal people. Your anxiety will twist that and make it into they don't like you, or you're annoying, they don't want to spend time with you, they're only spending time with you because you're there. You know, it's more of a situational friendship than them actually wanting to be friends with you. And that can make you feel really, really awful. You know, it really affects your self-esteem. It's totally irrational thinking, but whenever your anxiety, you know, you believe what your anxiety says a lot of the time, and it can really affect how you feel. Well, like, we had a moment the other day in work, like me and you are such good friends, we really understand each other, but like we both have severe anxiety. And like the other day in work, I was like, oh, I just feel like everybody's been avoiding me, or nobody really wants to talk to me. It's making me feel really socially anxious. And you were like, oh, I feel the exact same way. And I was like, oh, have you not wanted to spend time with me? And you were like, I thought that you didn't want to spend time with me. And we just both kind of realised that,
so being as open as you can about it, because if a few days before that we just messaged each other and said, I feel like everyone hates me, then we would have understood each other. But that's the other thing of mental health, is that you, and not even just mental health, just generally, if you're going through something, or if something's not completely perfect, you feel like you can't talk to people about it because you're scared that you're going to be attention seeking. Or I think there's definitely some people that still think now, if you talk about mental health, if you talk about somebody passing away, if you talk about rubbish things, you are attention seeking. I definitely still think there's some people out there that feel like that. And so it makes it harder to open up to your friends and say, like, especially if you've never done it before, and say something like, I'm really depressed, or I've had really horrible thoughts recently, or I've had suicidal thoughts, or I'm feeling really anxious, because you're worried people will think like, oh god, here she goes again, or they'll think you're attention seeking and just trying to everything about you. I mean, I've experienced that firsthand, like being from where I'm from in Northern Ireland. Like, I'm from a really small town. Like, whenever I was going through a really hard time, you know, I've had people say to me, like, just get on with it, like, right, enough of your sob story. A lot of people's mentality, you know, like, a lot of people don't get it, but that's the reason we're doing what we're doing, and that's the reason we're spreading awareness, because that's so important. It's not something you can just get over. I honestly don't think I know one person that hasn't went through really shit times in their life, whether they suffer with a proper mental illness, or you know, this is relative to just life in general, because we all go through hard times, and we all have these kind of thoughts from time to time, and it's good to talk about them and realise that, you know, other people have those thoughts, and, you know, as cliche as you're not alone. And also starting the conversation is really important, because when me and Dara first met, we met on YouTube because I watched our YouTube videos, and I was like, really, like, I have really bad anxiety and blah blah blah, and really opening up and blah blah blah, and I feel like that made you feel more comfortable to open up. So I think one person has to start the conversation. And if you're like, I don't want to tell my friend about my mental health because they'll think this and the next thing, actually, you'll probably find that they've had more experience with that than you think. Like, I was on Tinder recently. Like, I'm not on Tinder anymore, I've got a boyfriend now, but I was on Tinder, and I was really scared to, like, be open with guys about, like, the fact that I have anxiety, and such severe anxiety, and in fact I'm on YouTube talking about my anxiety. But I was like, nah, I'm just going to tell them. And the majority of the time, when I told a guy on Tinder that I had anxiety, most of the time they said that they did as well. So it's just like, it really is, like, people have different severities and different types of mental health issues, but a lot of the time people have been through it, and you're just starting the conversation by opening up about it. One thing that I have definitely experienced when it comes to anxiety and friendships is being scared to get close to people. My anxiety tells me that every single person is going to hurt me in some way. You know, and I think that probably does stem from previous friendships. You know, I have been hurt by friends before, and it hurts a lot. You know, there are a few people that I really, really trust and will tell anything to, but when I just meet somebody, even people that I've known for like a year, if I'm not with them all the time, I find it really, really, really difficult to take that step and get a bit closer to them, because I'm just scared that if I get too close to them, they'll just drop me, or that I'll care about them more than they care about me. It's like a relationship. Like, I'm the same. Like, I feel like even people that I am really close with and I trust 100%, you always know that people are fickle, and people can just change their minds. And so I think that's one of the hardest thing about getting like having a close friendship with somebody than just like an acquaintance. Because we've got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But getting like close to people is hard because it's the same. I feel like it's the same as a relationship. Like it's genuinely the same. Like opening up, and not even opening up, not even about like difficult things, but just getting really close to somebody, spending a lot of time with them, being really close with them. You're like in the back of your head, like maybe they'll just stop liking me. Maybe I'll really annoy them one day and then they'll just stop speaking to me.
Maybe I'll like care about them more than they care about me.
And then all of a sudden I'm going to be, if they decide to do that, then it's going to feel like a breakup. Like if like one of us decided that we just weren't into the friendship anymore, it would feel like a genuine breakup.
Yeah,
like,
oh absolutely.
People don't like highlight enough how important friendships are and how much they mean to people. And there's a lot of my friends that I feel closer with than some of my family members and that I value so much and they're just as important to me as my family and my boyfriend and stuff like that. And like, so you don't understand that when friendships break down, it's heartbreaking. Like, it really tears you apart and knocks
I think it hurts more than being in a relationship. And like to some extent, obviously relationships are different in a way, but I think friendships breaking up are every single bit as heartbreaking, if not more heartbreaking. You know, I've lost really, really, really close friends in the past, or we've had massive falling outs, and it hurts because it's somebody that you thought would be there for you no matter what, somebody that you've invested everything into, and somebody that you've told everything to, like the deepest, darkest secrets, and for that
you loved as well, like...
exactly, somebody that you love more than anything. And I think it's really, really scary. I think you can sort of tell straight away who you can open up to. Like with you, like the first day we met, like we had a massive heart to heart because we just felt open with each other. Like we knew,
felt similar, and we'd had similar experiences. Sunburn.
Girl power.
Hey, keeper.
You're very, very sunburned.
I'm so sunburned. It's kind of fun.
It does not look fun.
So the last thing I was going to talk about is if you have a friend that has anxiety or any mental health problems and you've never experienced it, I think the best thing to do is to talk to them about it, because there's never been a time where I've ever been offended by somebody asking me a question about my anxiety. I like people asking. It means they're interested and it means they want to learn more. And also ask how you can support them. If like you're with a friend who is really anxious about going into town with you, ask them, is there anything we can do when we're in town that would make you feel less anxious? Is there anything that I can do? Is there anything we can talk about? It means so much when somebody does that. Just showing an interest and showing that you're willing to support them and you're not finding it weird and that you're there means so much, I think.
Keep hearing like a ticking ghost. Not as that.
Shake it bed. So yeah, I think that's about most of it. So go and watch the video we're going to do on Dara's channel, which is talking about OCD. Dara's going to interview me as the star because I usually am.
Just on the note of like getting to understand people better, like I'm going to ask Emily some questions about OCD, because although like I did not know anything about OCD, like I really believed in like the cliches, so we're going to make a video talking about, you know, the misconceptions and all stuff like that. So yeah,
you should watch it. You should,
I guess.
But thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you soon. Bye.